Boy, oh boy, you gotta love to see it. Watch him shut down this reporter.
Eric, I'm from WJXT News Channel 4 here in Jacksonville. I just have 4 questions. One, Florida is home to hundreds of thousands of undocumented immigrants who are working in areas.
Well, so the federal government has made clear that the statutory term, it's not they're illegal aliens. That's the statutory term. That's what it is. And I think it's to try to water down. I mean, like, undocumented, it's like if I get in my car and I forget my wallet, okay, I don't have my document on me, like my driver's license, but I mean, I still have a right to drive. I just made a mistake. This is intentional to come in illegally. And it's not just a question of missing a document. It's a question of, you violated the law that were very clear and knowingly and with the help of the cartels in many cases.
The law.
I'll rephrase that. So Florida is home to hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrants who are illegal aliens, if you want to call it, who are working in areas of agriculture, farming, construction, hospitality. I'm just wondering, once we start to see, these significant roundups of these people, is there a plan in place to help those industries, to prevent those industries from experiencing true hardship, financial hardship?
So here's what I'd say. They made the same arguments on 23 when we did our immigration, Cayenne Road. We did E-Verify. When any of those industries, when they hire new people, they've got to verify their immigration status. Otherwise, they can't work. And people said, you are not going to be.
Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey. Why this beat so cold?
We will make America proud again. And you try to we will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
And quite frankly, this is why the liberals and the Democrats, they hate this man here, because he just gets things right, Common sense is back. It's refreshing, y'all. We are so back. Hope everybody's having an amazing week, getting ready for the weekend. I love you guys, man. God bless you all, your families. Sending you all my love and prayers, man. And that 2025 continues the way we want it, man. In the direction that we're going. Big things are happening. You can already see the changes, feel the changes. It's happening. But let's go and jump into this. Ron DeSantis just dropped a big one, so let's see it, y'all. Let's check it out.
And as Democrat-run cities and states plan to resist Trump on immigration, red states leaders are ready to get to work. One of them is my next guest, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Governor, great to see you tonight. Now, before we get into what your state is doing, the Pentagon just announced that it's sending 1,500 active duty troops to the southern border. Will that, in your estimation, make a big difference?
I think it's a great start. The Pentagon and the people in the brass need to recognize that under Donald Trump, the military's mission is not just simply to be halfway around the world defending borders, but actually to defend our own borders. And designated the cartels as foreign terrorist organizations is absolutely the right thing to do. And you are going to see this operate as not just a law enforcement issue, but as a military issue. So I think it's the right thing to do. I think you're going to see more of that. And I think what you saw on the first day and what we continue to see is this problem is going to be put to bed once and for all. That's what the American people voted for. And I think that's what the administration is going to deliver. And that's what states like Florida are going to do to step up and help facilitate that mission.
Governor, I want to get into what's happening in Florida in just one second, but are you surprised that they're going down the same, immigration sob story route with the priests and the nuns, and you're going to arrest the nuns and you're going to arrest the priests? I mean, this is the old playbook that they pulled with the kids in cages, and it didn't work, but they're going back to it. Does that surprise you?
Well, what else are they going to do, Laura? I mean, you have a situation where we have seen the effects on crime. We've seen the effects on health care spending, on schools, on overcrowding. But then you have the larger issue of the American people have never consented to these millions of people pouring into our country. And so do we govern ourselves or not? So this is a fundamental question. They've been on the wrong side of all of this. And even in the Congress just this week, they're voting on this Lake and Riley Act, and most of the Democrats voted against it. And all this said was, if you're an illegal alien committing crimes against the American people, then you need to be sent home. Who could possibly object to that? But that's the position that they've taken. So it's going to continue to hurt them politically. But yes, they don't have a leg to stand on. So all they're going to try to rely on is emotion. Now, it's interesting. The media, the legacy media, they'll hype up that emotion. They don't like to talk to the angel moms who've lost kids from illegal alien crime. They don't like to talk to people that have been negatively impacted by this. It's only the ones that can try to resuscitate their agenda.
Yeah, it's back to who's going to work in the restaurants. And Governor, I want to get to Florida because there's interesting dynamic brewing here in Florida where you have the Speaker of the House and you have the President of the State Senate. They seem to be slow walking some of these common sense provisions and that you're pushing, again, to really solidify the efforts against illegal immigration in this state. So tell us about why that's happening with a state that's, just incredibly well run, including on this issue.
Well, since I've been governor, we've already banned sanctuary cities. We're not a sanctuary state. A couple years ago, we passed the strongest measures in the country against illegal immigration. The media said our economy was going to tank and all these parade of horribles, and yet we've grown dramatically since then. But now we're in a situation where you have an administration, instead of what we had with Biden, you have an administration that's serious about this. So yes, we don't allow sanctuary cities, but we want to impose affirmative obligations on all local communities, county and municipal, and the state, I'll order them to do it, to facilitate the Trump administration's mission. We want to make sure that we have no more remaining incentives for people to come into Florida. We've gotten rid of almost all of them, except we still have a relic from 10 years ago where the legislature in the past gave in-state college tuition to elite. We got to repeal that.
What?
We got to make sure that we are working hand in hand with the Trump administration. Now, I've been talking, my folks have been talking with them during the transition. I spoke with the president multiple times leading up to his inauguration. We knew these executive orders were coming. So I called a special session to start this coming Monday where we could respond to them. And the legislative leader said it's premature, that this is somehow not something that's time sensitive. I can tell you it's not premature, Laura. We've been waiting 4 years to be able to have a partner in Washington, D.C. on this issue. We have a sense of urgency. We got to get the job done. No more dragging your feet. Let's do it. And this will be what the people of Florida sent us here to do. No one, imagine having to explain to a Republican voter, if you're a member of the Florida legislature, oh, you don't want to help with this, that it's not how we can just wait and do it months from now. Nobody is going to accept that. Our folks want action now. We've got the momentum. We got to get it done.
I think the voters of Florida and any state where Republicans especially are dragging their feet, but any politician are dragging their feet or thwarting Trump's agenda on this, it's got to, the voters, have to make their voices heard. Write, call, email, whatever you have to do. Governor, how you doing in the snow? How's that going with the snow in Florida? I've never seen anything like it.
We more than doubled the previous record. Places got 9 to 10 inches. The previous record had been 4 inches.
Cold, ain't it out there? It's cold, y'all.
Made in the governor's residence here with my kids, so it's unlike anything we've ever seen. But we have announced a closure of I-10 from the Alabama border up until through Gadsden County, just because while this stuff melted during the day, it's now getting very cold. The road's going to freeze again, and the conditions are hazardous. And the thing is, if you've been up north, you kind of get driving in this, but in Florida, we're not used to it. So we've just asked people to exercise caution when they're on the roads. And they have by and large done that. So stay safe. But this is going to be something that kids are going to remember for the rest of their lives, that they were there for the blizzard of 2025.
He gets everything right. Competent guy right there, man. Yeah, competent. Yeah. And this is why they hate him. This is why. Man. Choke myself, y'all. But common sense is back. I love y'all. And I'll catch y'all on the next one, man.